Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to introduce this week's cover star, an absolute icon. I'm talking about Diamond Platnumz. He's just released an amazing new EP showcasing talent from across Africa, which we're going to get into. The king of bongo flavor is here, Diamond Platnumz. Welcome to the show. Are you good?
Thank you. I'm very good. Very good.
I love that. Let's get straight into the conversation about the project. You know, it's about traveling and making connections, which is very interesting.
Yes.
At least an interesting perspective post-day lockdown, post the pandemic.
Yes.
Did you know that that's what you wanted to make from the start, or was it influenced by all these different places that you visited?
Yeah, there's different type of sound in the EP, and the main point is just, I'm African, and all the sounds you hear them are African sounds.
Mm-hmm.
So from different zone, there's piano, there's Afrobeat, there's coastal type of sound, there's bongo flavor.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to mix so that I can give the world the collection of our sound from here.
Yeah.
I can say that's the main point.
And literally, it came through in such a beautiful way. You're one of the artists that's in charge and really leading the movement in celebrating and shining the spotlight on Tanzania as well as East Africa, you know?
Yes. As an African, I think I have a duty to promote, to embrace the culture, for where I came from. Mm-hmm. And through my music, I feel like I can tell a story about not only where I came from, but the whole continent, the whole Africa, telling the world how beautiful it is.
Right.
How telling the world story that maybe they sometimes never heard. And as East African as well, I got a duty to make sure that I show the world that there's the greatest musician from here. To represent the continent from the east side of Africa.
How close do you think the rest of the world is, to getting to know Tanzanian and East African music versus the West African and South African regions? Do you think we're pretty close?
Yeah, of course. The good thing is, to me, if you ask me, no, it's all Africa. Doesn't matter if it's from South Africa, if it's from Nigeria, it's from Kenya or Rwanda, but to me it's African. That's the reason I'll do all type of sounds. And yeah, so it's like we're there. To me, if you ask me, I feel like Africa is there already. It's just a matter of how much hard work you put in your work, and everything will be there.
Speaking of hard work, it's one thing to have a consistent sound, but it's also another thing adapting and kind of creating two other sounds and different vibes. How easy was it for you to, create or vibe with the pianos and the this and the that? Was it like a thing of this is a bit too hard for me, or like the genius that you are, do you just vibe with it immediately and it wasn't a thing for you creatively?
It's like when the new sound comes, first of all, you need to understand why people like this sound. What is the science behind that?
Right.
It's okay, because I used to hear I don't know what's that, but then I heard this is new sound called on a piano, people love it so much. So as an artist, I need to know first, what do they like about it? For you to make a hit out of it, what is the selling point? What is the science behind it?
Right.
And I feel a lot of people, they love using that song. They are playing that song when they do parties, they're having fun. They want to have, a piano type of sound that gives people life. It's it makes you happy. It's that's how we take it. And not only here from my east side, but a lot of countries, it's a sound that make you feel good. So I know, okay, if that's the thing, I need to attack this sound from this side. When the beat come, I'm supposed to know how to attack the beat. There's attacking in any beat. When you play the beat, you need to know how to attack it. How are you getting it?
I love how you say attack it.
yes, I know, okay. So I come from this. I did the first piano with vocalists and Parajazzy and Toshi, and it was crazy everywhere. And this one now just dropped and it's doing crazy. Trust me, it's doing crazy. Haven't even shot the challenge, not yet. Haven't done the video, not yet. But the way the more this goes, the more it goes crazy.
And the way that music is consumed these days is just at a different pace, compared to, say, 5 or 10 years ago. So how do you keep up with new music and talent from across the continent? How do you, make the time to make sure you know who's booming where? Because it's a lot of music to consume, a lot of artists to remember, a lot of TikTok challenges to do.
I'm telling you, first of all, to me, the first duty I have is making sure that I know all the new song comes. That's one of my, I can say my duties. When people go to to school or whatever like this, I must know all the new song, all the new sound comes out. When the new song or new artist comes out, I have to embrace it.
Right.
It's like when you hear someone, you never know how big the song can be, how big the artist can be. So when the new artists come or whatever, I embrace everything.
Lovely.
And I feel like, okay, so there's this type of sound. If there's this new type of sound, if I'm going to have to do, how am I going to do it? Okay, there's this new type of artist. If I'm gonna have to do a song with him, how am I gonna do it? What type of music are you getting? Like, I'm trying to. It's like I don't stop learning. Nowadays, apart from being a musician, you need to learn new things. There's TikTok nowadays. You need to know how they do the challenge. Like,
yeah,
so you need to keep up with those things so that you can be like, I can say, be alive. Whatever you need. Right,
I fully agree. I mean, it's complicated and intense as dances can be.
The only thing that I can't do, is very difficult to me, is just being on TikTok and redo people's voices or something. That I can't do.
You can't do it?
And I wish I can, but I can't. Like, you take someone's voice and try to act like the way of how voice. Ooh, that's very difficult.
I really find that to be the easiest way. I feel like it's also a cheat code, to getting these videos done.
Those are not very easy. So I feel like apart from that, maybe the thing I can do, I can be creating different things like those ones, because I'm a creator.
Yes.
I can do so maybe I can be creating a lot of things like, but to redo someone's voice is very difficult to me. I don't know how people know that they can go right to a timing and there's no tempo and they know how to flow with it.
You know what? Here's what I think you should do, right? Apart from all the other amazing things that you actually do, why don't you give us a voiceover and then we'll take that and we'll work with it and create content.
Yes. Yeah, that's I think that's like easy to
me. Before we let you go, you learned how to produce in lockdown.
Yes. It was very hard. It was very hard for me because traveling, sometimes you can't travel with your engineer, you can't travel with your producer, and it was like sometimes you can be at the hotel and you have an idea and you can't record yourself because you don't know how to. So then I told my producer, like, I think you need to teach me how to do this thing nowadays. I need to know how can I do it, at least my vocals. Let me do at least my vocals so I know how I can mix my vocal, how can I record myself. And trust me, also the songs, the EP, I recorded my vocal by myself.
Oh, shout out. That's dope.
A good time. I'm telling you, a good time. I record some of the songs, like there's a song called Fine. I record that song in Nigeria and I finished the song in Miami. Everything by myself. So it's like, it makes more easy even to a producer, because after recording yourself, you just send the vocals to the engineer. It makes more easy for them to mix and everything because you know what you want. But when you have producer sometimes they feel like, sometimes if they get tired because recording, sometimes you can delete. You say, you want to add this ad lib, you want to delete this one, you want to do that one. Sometimes you can record something and you may not like it and you want to delete it. You can record something even sometimes 6 times you record, or you put a line, because nowadays sometimes you write in the studio, so like you can write something and you feel like, I don't feel it now, can I delete it? So when you are alone, or if you record it by yourself, it's more easy. It's like you don't bother anybody.